My name is Vishal. I'm from the company called OptiBlack, and today I want to cover one of the important metrics called paid orders in eCom. In this series, we are going to cover a lot of eCom metrics, and today we want to start and focus on one of the eCom metrics called paid orders, right? And today we will do it very differently. Paid orders is a very well-known e-com metric, but today we will do it a little differently to understand how do you calculate it, how can you enrich the data that you're collecting so that your analysis becomes much more better, what are the global benchmarks, and how does it look like when you also put your impacting metrics on the top of it. I've created a tool that I'm using right now is called Mixpanel. It's a very nice tool. And we are using the e-commerce sample data set that is provided by Mixpanel to showcase this entire thing, right? The way I have designed this is the focus one, right? So like how many paid orders that we received in the last 7 days, 1351. Now you can start dissecting it in a different manner. If you calculate the sum of the orders, you start getting revenue. If you calculate the number of users, unique users, you start getting the users and how they have grown over time, right? Now, what are the global stats that say specifically for paid orders? Is like the rate worldwide is approximately 3.52%, right? So average e-commerce conversion rate worldwide stands at 3.52%. That means if 100 people come onto your website, there's a chance of 3 to 4 people will buy from you. That's number one. Shopify stores have a better checkout completion rate and with the top performing scores between 59% or higher. There are on the right side, I've also went ahead and talk about like what are the factors that influence paid orders. Today we are doing paid orders, but it will eventually, once we cover more metrics, we will talk about like what are the factors that influence paid orders or influence that metric altogether. So there are so many reasons that impact paid orders, and here we have listed them, all of them down, right? The number one, checkout process. Second, fast, reliable delivery. Third is the payment options. Then you have personalization and the transparent pricing. And sometimes even the delivery options that are put in, they are also able to impact your paid orders. Now, what are the different impacting metrics? Now, impacting metrics is something that in your hand. You can do something about it, right? So you can make it easy for someone to go from your website to make a purchase by making that entire journey much more better, right? So that's the average time to make a payment, and then average time from card to payment. So the first thing that someone does is put it on the card, and then go ahead and do it. So all this is sample data, but what I'm trying to put over here is these three are the impacting metrics, like conversion to order payment. So these all three are impacting metrics with the options like what these are. Then what we have done is like you can start dissecting them by the source, right? So average time to payment by source, average time by source, and then conversion to order by source. So what it would tell you is like Reddit, YouTube, are the channels which are performing much more better for you and how they are performing overall. So your data might be different, but this is how this data can be broken down into understand like which sources where it's coming from and how it happens. Then you have breaking down the orders by source or whether the coupon card was used or whether a payment method, which payment method was used. So if you can see over here, it says like almost 7% of people selected buy now, pay later option, and 53%, 54% selected the credit card option, right? So in a certain sense, it's also buy now, pay later, but it's credit card. So if you have a credit card option, if you have payment options, you can understand like what's the impact on the conversion rate altogether. A better options and a better payment processor can help you get much more faster conversions compared to just having the most smoothest checkout process altogether, right? And then you have some of the derived metrics, right? So average revenue per user, for example, on an average per user purchase, what's the average revenue that we get? Average order value, what it is, and then the average order value in the terms of figures. So these are the derived metrics. That's it for this thing for paid orders. The overall agenda of putting paid orders is to understand, is to cover this one metric. What are the impacting metrics altogether, and how do you use the entire metrics and dissect them all to the same, right? What you can do over here is you can start collecting data by different means. So, for example, if you're ordering payment methods, sorry, if you're doing paid orders, you can start when the order is processed. You can also start sending data about like what is the payment method used, whether the gift card was used, where it is being shipped to, whether it's a country, city, state altogether, where the source they came from. Then in the cart, you can also start looking at certain properties in the cart, like which brand is selecting it. So you can break this down data to understand which brands are giving you that data all to the same. Then shipping country altogether. So the more data that you collect, the more data you would have be able to dissect them all together. So if you need any help in related to analytics for your e-commerce store, feel free to reach out to us. There's a link below in the comments, and you can reach out to Optiflag, and we will help you set the entire thing. We manage analytics for a lot of e-commerce companies and would be happy to help you out for the same. Take care. Bye bye.